G'day and good morning and welcome to Aussievision. We are looking at day 4 now of Eurovision rehearsals. Just the first rehearsal still, so just the same photos, just the same TikToks. But we had the last 8 countries, the semi-finals, rehearse overnight, and we're going to go through them now in the order that they actually rehearsed in, starting with Latvia. So we expected simplicity, I think, with Latvia. It's kind of very much around the song. It's around Don's and his amazing voice. And he's wearing that kind of blue chest plate thing, which I think looks good. I like his outfit. I think it works really well. He's got this big sort of circular thing that he's sort of in and comes out of from the looks of it, which I think is good. It gives a focal point of him. There is some LED use. From what I've seen on the TikToks and the images, it's okay, the LED use. I probably think when you've got someone on stage, just singing their song with that great voice, create as much atmosphere and movement and something to keep the watcher engaged for the full 3 minutes. And from what I saw, I wasn't like super excited by it, which is a shame because I think his voice is really good and I think the song is sort of stands out because of that they had a real chance of qualifying, and they certainly still have a chance, right? But I just don't know if they've given everything to make it happen. But again, we haven't even seen the vision yet, so I don't want to get too harsh on it, other than that I wasn't super excited by it, but maybe it'll have its sort of beauty and its simplicity, essentially. All right, who's up next? San Marino. Megara just know how to do visuals, right? They've got the similar kind of outfits, but looks really elevated. Obviously from the San Marino national final, not hard to elevate from that. But a lot of stuff going on. There's pyro, so there's a bit of money here. Well done, Megara, for bringing the money for San Marino. It looks really good. I think they're a very professional band. They know visuals, they know performance well. We saw that at Benidorm last year. So I think they're going to put on a great show. And look, they're definitely going to give themselves a chance at least. And it looks like a good performance. This kind of apparent reveal at the end as well, it sounds good. So I think they're going to do a really solid job. But again, I saw a little bit of an uphill battle to qualify still, but they've certainly have more of a chance compared to last year, even though as much as I love Peak Jacks, all right, they were kind of dead on arrival, and Makara are certainly not dead on arrival, and they've actually really sort of brought it. Talking about bringing it, Georgia. Oh, I am excited by this one. Nutsa is an amazing performer and has done so many other big shows in the past, so I'm not surprised to see her absolutely nail this. And yes, this is a basic pop girly song, but it's all about performance. And I think so far from all these sort of like dance girlies, she looks to be bringing it the most, which is always a helpful thing because you've got to knock out your competition. You can't be the third or fourth best pop banger from a woman, so you've got to sort of bring it, especially with dance routines. Love the outfit. It's kind of like a deep gold into like a bronzy kind of color, a merry metallic, and it's really popping. The dancers look great. I love the color use of the LED. There's a lot of pyro, like a lot of pyro. Like they are going for it, and they deserve to qualify. And I love this. Look, I do love this type of thing. Like, give me your Fuegos, give me your Chanels. I can be a bit basic like that. The song is a song, and it's almost going to be irrelative to a point because this performance looks fantastic. So, well done, Georgia. I'm excited to see what it looks like when we get vision from second rehearsals. Belgium next, very big change of pace there, and I think Musti's been given a bit of a hard time in the last few weeks because look, his performance, he has an interesting vocal approach, and he certainly sings it well. It's just that some people aren't really vibing with it. I think it sounds fine. Like, I'd probably have more of an issue with the song, just how repetitive in nature it is. It's obviously quality production and it sounds really good, but it's just a bit repetitive. There's being repetitive to remember things, and there's just being repetitive. But I like what I see from the performance. It's very similar to some of the stuff we've seen before. The microphones, the smoke, the atmosphere, him coming out, kind of then ripping his kind of shirt and singing his big thing. There's nothing else kind of like this at Eurovision, I think, from that springs to mind, at least in this semi-final. So I think he'll stand out. I think people will like this. not everyone will, but you don't need to win over everybody. You just need to win over a certain percentage of the audience. And I think I've probably, looking at what we've seen so far, feel better about its chances than what I did before, weirdly. So I don't know. Let's see what it looks like and what it sounds like, more importantly. And they definitely have a good chance of going through. I think they've done a good job of the staging. We've seen Belgium many years ago, I think in 2018, with a song that was loved a lot, just ruin it with staging, and 2019, ruin it with staging. So I think at least the staging is going to match the song, and therefore the result will be whatever's deserved for the song. So the staging's not going to kind of ruin it at that stage. All right, Estonia next. They've kept things really simple. It's just very much like from what we can see the routine from Estilau. Though interestingly, yeah, like he, because I did this as well, but they're in the crowd at some point to come up onto the thing. So I was wondering if someone was going to do that. Won't be surprised if they're the only one, and I think it works for this performance. They've, in their own simplicity of just kind of getting up there and doing the dance and being a bit fun and, Estonian, it stands out. It stands out in its simplicity, and unlike Latvia, which is just him just singing with a bit of stuff behind, they've got the dance, they've got the group, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot happening, and it's very 2000s, and some people will vibe to that. Does it match where the contest is now in terms of the massive production that goes on? I'm not sure. There's a lot in the semi to get past. It's a bit tougher. I think maybe first semi might have suited them more, but I don't know. It's not without a chance, and I think it'll be fun regardless. So yeah, it's nothing new and exciting. The black outfits, the band doing their dance, it's kind of what we expected, right? So we'll have to wait and see. Next up is Israel. Now, in terms of qualifying, this is a entry that people are always going to vote for. You cannot vote against a country at Eurovision, because obviously there'd be a very different result. So the people who are going to vote for Israel are going to vote for Israel, and there's nothing that was done from the staging and the pics and the images that's going to change people's minds on that one. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who will vibe with this and who will vote for this. And I think it'll sail through the qualifying, and I think it'll do very well in the grand final. I think it's going to get votes, and we'll see how it all pans out. It'll be an interesting one. All right, let's move on to Norway. Oh, this looks really good as well. Like, I think very sort of similar vibes of Melody Grand Prix, but it looks like it's just a bit more bigger and epic. I think they were saying it's quite a slow moving sort of turntable that she's on, which is good because it was going a little fast in Norway. So hopefully it's just a little slowed down to more easily get those great images of her, because she strikes some of the most amazing poses. Like when she is like arched back and singing those notes, it just looks phenomenal. Looks really atmospheric. They capture the band well from what we can see so far, and hopefully they do when we see the vision. And it's very, very different than everything else. And look, a lot of people aren't going to vibe for it. You can't vote against this just because you don't like maybe the vocal tone or the genre. People who like this will vote for this. So I think this is a bit of a sleeper to do pretty good. I mean, I think it's sailing through. I don't have any issues with this getting through. But this is really interesting. Look, it's not my vibe of genre, but I really like it and I would vote for it. So let's wait and see. But I think it looks stunning. I like the outfit. It'll be interesting in the MGP. They cut to those shots of like the water and everything, which I thought was actually really quite effective. We can see some stuff in the LED in the background, and I think that looks really effective. Whether or not they're going to have those sort of other sort of videos and images come on screen, or it's just going to be in the LEDs, that'll be interesting to see. And finally, we finish on Netherlands, one of the favourites. I don't know if he's third or second or fourth at the moment, but he's up there, let's make sure. Number one, this is my favourite song of the year, so I'm going to be a little bit biased. I love this so much. And I love that we've kept the outfit. The outfit's iconic. Keep the outfit. It's already been out on a lot of PR across Europe, so definitely have that. I remember that guy. That's that guy who does that song. So that's perfect. And it's a really lovely blue, and it's a clean blue, and it works really well. The other guy's dressed as some kind of what bird is he again? I don't know. And it's bringing in the silly, because that's what it's leaning into, while still doing a good job of a catchy song and what it is. It's just It's just fun and it leans in hard. I'm really liking what we can see from the LEDs, replicating the video, like the gaming kind of thing. It looks like quite a bit. Plus then there's just images of the food, which I think is hilarious. Like there's that photo, which has just got like food behind him. And I just think it looks so stupid, but it's just great. I love it. So I don't know, the performance looks, I was a bit worried it's going to be really messy. And I think it looks like it's going to be quite clean as much as you can for this song. So I think they were talking about like something never seen before. I mean, so far we haven't seen whatever that would be, and maybe they were just, you know, hyping it up. But at the moment, it just looks like, let the song and the catchiness speak for itself. Let Jost shine. So he really just sort of stands out, and then the stupid and the silly comes through. So yeah, I think it looks good so far, and again we have to wait and see the vision. So who was I most excited about today? I had to say Georgia and Netherlands. I thought looked awesome, and I thought actually Belgium and Norway looked great as well. While on the downside, I'd have to say Latvia was the one that just kind of looks like in that bunch, just it doesn't look like it's bringing in it so far, but it's all about how it performs on the night when we see the full vision. It's too early to tell at this stage. All right, second rehearsals start tonight, and we'll get to see what some of the stuff looks like. Should be interesting. All right, catch you later.